Hey y'all, what's going on? It's your girl Courtney. Welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be another story time, of course. But before we get into this video, please make sure that you like and subscribe. I don't know why I gotta keep telling y'all. I don't know why I gotta keep telling y'all. Just like and subscribe. It only takes a second. It don't take that long. Come on, even if you don't subscribe, just like, come on. You don't even gotta subscribe. Really, just like, I appreciate the views because it does help. But come on, just a like, a comment, something. Come on now. This is juicy content y'all get. Come on. Oh, see, I'm making faces. I'm making my eye. Bitch, I'm trying not to mess my eye up. So, of course, like I had said before I get into everything, I really don't know what my plans are going to be as far as like next week and everything. So what I've been trying to do is try to record ahead of time any chance that I'm up or I'm not doing anything or I'm not going out and about. So for instance, I had plans today, but I decided I was going to record and do whatever little other content and stuff that I could. And then, yeah, that's what's going to be. So I said, let me get this story time out of the way. So I've already recorded for like 2-3 weeks in advance. And I find like this is so much better and so much easier. Because for one, I definitely want to get these California stories just out the way. I'm just tired of talking about him because I really want to get to the story that is really really important for me to share with you guys. But of course, I probably got like a couple, maybe 2-3 more chapters to go as far as California, I promise you. But yes, I wanted to record ahead of time because I don't know what my schedule is going to be like within the next week or 2 or even 3 weeks. It's going to be pretty hectic. So as you know, I was supposed to go to Tennessee this week, but I got oh no, it's okay. Sorry, you girl thing. You got to check your makeup and everything. I'm probably gonna have to. You know what? I'll probably. Okay, I'm gonna fix it in a little bit. I'm gonna fix this. It looked good in the mirror, but you know, I don't really know what's going to happen. So I'm trying to just record in advance so I can just have this stuff ready. And I find this is so much better. And I feel like it works for me so well, especially on those days that you're tired and you guys running around to do, you got so much stuff to do. So this is so much better. Of course, I do have a couple of hauls coming soon. I'm definitely am in the process of doing another skincare routine, just a little bit better. Just want to take my time a little bit more. You know, always when you're doing content and stuff like that, you want it to be the best. And for me, I am a perfectionist, and I know it's no such thing as far as having everything perfect, but for me, I'm my biggest critic. So I always like to do my best for you guys, because of course this is not, you know, of course this is sharing what I like to do, what I love to do, what I'm passionate about, but you know, I also want to make sure that it is up to par for you guys, because ultimately it's for y'all. So but yeah, a lot of stuff coming later on this week and the week after. So it's not just going to be just story times. You're going to be getting more and more stuff or whatever coming this week and within the next week. So without further ado, let's get into the story time. So I know last time I had kind of got started with the toxic coworker friend group, and I kind of felt like I needed to get that out the way. I'm sorry for this. Oh, I'm losing my voice. So, yeah. So now this is going to be going back to California. This is after the whole bimbo busts my window out my car or whatever. Of course, I press charges and stuff like that. Not before long, she assaults California's other baby mama. They get into it. The police are called. She gets locked up or whatever for assault and battery. And of course, California told me about that and everything. But I was thinking the whole time, like, if she got locked up for that, what about my windows? I mean, I know it got replaced. It was only like a day or two. I'm over dramatic when it comes to something. But I work hard for that. And that's in my credit and in my name. So, yes, Miss Mamas, you need to take care of that. No, somebody's paying for it. No. So, I was upset about it. I was annoyed. But it was only like a day or two before it got fixed. Of course, my mom, she got the hookup. She got it taken care of and stuff like that. But, you know, I was kind of wondering, how is she getting repercussions and getting locked up? You know, of course, you shouldn't be assaulting nobody. And I don't think she should have assaulted the baby mama or what the other baby mama. But she assaulted my car. So that, my car is a victim as well. So why should she get charges for that or whatever? But like I said, later on down the line, when I had called, well, I had found out from Bimbo because we was kind of cool for like 5 seconds, and then she started acting like a weirdo. Little did I know she only tried to be cool with me so she could make sure I wasn't going to be with California no more. But she had called up to the station and stuff like that, and they had told her pretty much, yes, she had a warrant out for her. So the warrant was out. I guess it just wasn't like known or whatever, but I was just like, what? Because she driving around town, she causing chaos and destruction everywhere, all over Martinsburg. And I was just like, how y'all arrest her for that, but you ain't arrest her for destroying my car? Well, it was only one window. She only busted one window out. And that's what I'm thinking. You know, you think you so tough or whatever. Why didn't you bust all 4 of the windows out? Then I would have been like, dang, like, this is like, she real crazy. But one window, it's just like, it was just kind of like, really? Ooh, okay. So, you know, after that, I believe that at this time, California, he still had the twins. You know, it's been a while since he was born and everything. So he's still not working and everything. I've got the situation taken care of with my car window and everything. For the past few days, as far as I'm concerned, Bimbo is in jail. But apparently she made bail, because from what I didn't know, because I ain't never been locked up before. So, apparently from what California told me was like, she made bail. And I said, how does she freaking make bail? I'm mad. Like, oh no, like, I wanted blood. I wanted vengeance. I wanted everything in between. I was so mad. So I was like, how she make bail? And he was just like she made bail, like, it's easy. He just made it seem like and little did I know, like, California is a weirdo. Like, he really was behind all this and stuff. It's like you help set your baby mama up to get locked up and giving out her address and her all this information and stuff, but you still dealing with her. So when you look back on it and you realize what he was doing after the fact, it's like, you a weirdo. You just as weird as her. She's delusional for even dealing with you after all this, and you just are at the top of the food chain as far as being the most despicable human being that I've ever met in my life. Just disgusting. Because why would you do that to the mother of your child? I mean, I understand you have to answer for, it's consequences to your actions. But at the same time, it's like, why? Just, So he was just like, yeah, he had explained to me the process as far as like bail and stuff like that. So depending on your charge and everything, I believe from what he told me, her bail was like, I don't even remember, honestly, but it was somewhere around like 12 to 1500 or something. I think it was 1200. And they said that they cut off a certain percentage as far as your bail. So after they cut certain percentage off, that's the amount that you have bail. So even if you have like a certain amount, like this and that, they will cut off a certain amount or whatever. And I did not know that. I was just like, I was thinking, like, you know how many killers and pedophiles and rapists and stuff are walking around, like, just making bail like it ain't nothing and just walking the streets and stuff. I didn't know. Like, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but from what he explained, and he's been locked up before, so he's been bailed out, and so he know the process and everything. But I was just like, so she pretty much just had to pay like $500-600 to get out, and I was just like, that's it. I was real salty. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I was mad. I was real salty and mad because it's just like, it's just, you know, if you ever had that feeling of like people are constantly bothering you or doing stuff to you, and like it just feels like they never have to answer for their actions. They can do weird stuff to you. They can start trouble with you. They can harass you and bother you, try to get you in trouble or lie on you, do something that you know, get you in trouble for something you didn't do, like how I had my own job or whatever. But they got their karma. But anyway, it just makes me mad at times. So I kind of just felt like, you know, she is causing all this trouble, doing all of this for a dude that's willing to get her locked up or get her in trouble and stuff like that. And she's causing all this mayhem and everything, and she doesn't have to answer for any of it. Like, that's just crazy to me. All she get is like a $600 bail, and then she gets to get out. Like, that's insane. So, you know, he explained it to me, and of course I was upset, but it was just like, you know, what can you do? But, you know, he said he was texting her, asking her about his car, because remind you, in the last story time that I told about him, apparently she had a spare key because they used to live together. He had gave her a spare key to his car, whatever, his old car, just to hold on to or whatever, just in case he lost his or whatever. And when he had asked her for it, like I'll say a while ago, probably before they had before he had met me and stuff, he had asked her, or maybe it was while he was dealing with me or meeting me, he had asked her, you know, where's the spare key at? She said she lost it, or she didn't know, like she didn't see it or whatever. But whole time she had the key still in her possession. So of course you got that spare key. She's mad. She takes the car, she steals it, drives off. Who knows where she put it? I honestly cannot tell you where she put it at. Even California, or maybe he do know. Maybe she did tell him and he decided, oh, we together now, whatever. I'm done with Courtney or whatever. So it don't really matter at this point. I got a new car. It don't matter. But yeah, she pretty much stole the car and stashed it, hid it somewhere. I don't know. But so he had no car at the time. He had no car. So it was just, it was a lot. But I guess he had a conversation. Things had kind of died down. But I had told him I don't want to be around her. I don't like her. I want an apology. She didn't even pay for my window or my car or whatever. And I didn't do anything to her. So no, I have no respect for her. I don't like her. I don't want to be around her. No. Do what you got to do for your children. Co-parent, do that, and let it be that. Like, no, I'm tired. I don't want to be around her because I really wanted to fight her. I really want to destroy her car. So, you know, you want to do that, because if you want to bust the window out, bust them all out. You know, I just feel like one window, whatever. I was just like, what you supposed to be sending? Was you sending a message or something? You know, like maybe if you did all windows, even the windshield and the dashboard, then maybe I'll be like, dang, like, oh, you know, she mean business, but you did one window. It's just like, whatever. So, yeah, around this time, you know, I guess things had started dying down. He realized she was not gonna give him his car keys back or tell him where his car was or whatever. And, you know, I guess they made some sort of arrangement as far as the twins, and, you know, she dropped the kids, the twins back off to her or whatever. Of course, they did their on and off like arrangement and stuff like that. But, he was able to come back to work after a few weeks and all that stuff that happened. But I was just thinking, like, this is just toxic. This is not normal, even for a co-parenting relationship. She maced you. She assaulted you. She assaulted your other baby mama while in front of the children. It's just like in front of that other woman's daughter. It's too much. Then she got locked up. She stole your car, hid it somewhere. You gave out her information and stuff. Like, it's way too toxic. But either way, he returned to work after a while. And me and him are making plans as far as getting married and everything, and trying to move in together. So at this point we had I think, yeah, it was around this time that we had went to the what's it called, the courthouse downtown. For people who are in Martinsburg, I'm sure you know where the courthouse is and stuff like that. That's where you go to get a marriage, apply for a marriage license. So we did that. We had all of our information entered into the system or whatever. And so at that point, all we needed to do was to schedule a ceremony and have someone to officiate the ceremony. And I was looking all over places or whatever, but I could not find anything in Martinsburg. I saw some stuff in Jefferson County, but it's like nobody was answering their phones. Like, even the judges and stuff like that. Like, I just feel like Martinsburg is just so unprofessional when it comes to certain stuff. And I'm so glad that me and Jordan did not get married in Martinsburg, because I just felt like it would have taken way longer. We went to Hagerstown. We did that. It didn't even take that long for us to get married. I was like, if I had known that, we would what? But yeah, marriage certificate, everything. I was just like, okay. So I feel like Martinsburg is just, when it comes to their to just their like judicial systems and stuff like that, it's just they're very unorganized. Just unorganized. It's just all over the place, and it's more so like a hit or miss kind of type of situation. So we did schedule a ceremony in a few weeks or whatever, and it was out Charlestown. So it's still in West Virginia. It's just a different city in West Virginia, but it's a little farther out. But I was like, okay, that's cool or whatever. And we got our attire and stuff together. I got my little dress together. Just nothing crazy or whatever. I don't really like wearing white. So it's like, I did get a white dress and everything. I had my pearls and stuff like that. I was looking all cute and everything. But, I did get, we eventually scheduled the ceremony and stuff. We got everything ready. We decided to meet each other at the office where, the officiant, schedules the ceremony. We get there or whatever. We walk in, we speak to the man or whatever, he introduced, we introduce ourselves and everything. We go into this room where they had the ceremony. It's all decorated. It's pretty much like all white. It was really nice. And it was, it was my first like ceremony or whatever. It's my first time getting married. So I didn't know what to like expect or anything. I was kind of nervous. And I was just choosing to smile the whole time. And California was just like, why are you cheesing so much? And I was like, I can't smile or be happy. Jeez, like, this is a girl's special day. Like, you're supposed to be happy or whatever. And so, the officiant, him and his wife had owned it, the business. So the wife had taken pictures or whatever while the man, the officiant, was reading the vows or whatever, and conducting the ceremony and everything for us. We're smiling and everything. We're just and I'm just so excited, but I'm nervous at the same time. And California had told me that he was nervous too. And I feel like it just was, everything just happened so fast. But I was happy. But, prior to that, even when that was happening, prior to that happening and when it was happening, all the drama and stuff that was going on, it kind of just, if you're a woman and you ever been in this kind of situation and you know like something is, you know, something don't feel right, but you still hop into it anyway, it's just like, I don't know, like something told me like this is not going to be an easy road for you, but I don't know. I still went along with it anyway. I can't even tell you really. Um, but that day I was really happy. Despite me having my reservations about a relationship, and as far as us getting married and all the drama that comes with being with him and his baby mamas and everything, which I'll say baby mama because the other one really, I didn't really meet her and she never gave me no problems or anything, not that I was aware of. um but I just knew that I wasn't going to be an easy road, and for some reason I just went along with it anyway. um but we signed um the papers. um the clerk officiated the ceremony. We said I do, we kissed, and that was that. We just had to wait for the papers to come back, and then we were married. And um after that we decided to get breakfast, and we decided to just get like a room and just spend some time together, and just um we kind of did the do. Wasn't memorable. So and I'm not just saying that because we ain't together. It wasn't memorable at all. Sorry. That's how you know. I don't know. I was just desperate for love, but I don't whatever. It don't matter. Anyway, and then we fell asleep for a little bit. And then yeah, we spent time together for like a day or two, and then it was just back to work and all a whole bunch of other stuff. Looking back, I just realized like everything just happened so fast. Like, oh, um, because it was so many, days where I would be just sad and crying and feeling alone in this relationship, and it would be many nights where I'd be laid up with him and crying, or just couldn't sleep at night, just up at night, just thinking like, is this really going to be my life? Is this really what I want? And part of it is that I blame myself, especially when I married him, because it's like, I felt like back then I was just so happy to get that title of being a wife, or, because like I said, back then I just felt like I just wasn't good enough to have anybody, be in a relationship with me. I felt like I wasn't good enough to have anybody marry me. And so to get that, I just felt like, and California he said that to me, um, prior to us getting married and everything. But looking back, that's probably the only thing he was right about, as far as me. Because it was right. I just felt like I'd been through so much with men, and usually all of those men had relationships and stuff like that, or they had been dealing with somebody on the side, and I was always like, just felt like I wasn't good enough because they were just always either cheating or playing me. And I felt like part of it was to prove to myself like, yes, you are worth it, you can have someone marry you and stuff like that. And then the other part was just kind of trying to prove to exes or prove other people wrong. Like, yes, I am worth it. Doesn't matter what you did. Doesn't matter what the fact that you cheated or did me wrong. I'm worth it. I have someone. Got them, someone to marry me. In the back of my mind, yeah, he's hurting me. He's playing me, possibly on the low. He got all this baby mama drama. He's disrespectful, manipulating me, lying to me, being sneaky, treating me bad, making me feel low, gaslighting me. But I can hold it off a little bit. I can put up with it for a little bit. I can take it. I can pull through. And that's really, really, I want to say toxic. Possibly, yeah, toxic, but that's not the word I'm looking for, though. Like I said, delusional. I had a little bit, not on the level of bimbo, but I definitely, as far delusional. Yeah. Back then, I always felt like I had something to prove to people, and to myself as well, but mostly to other people. And it really wasn't anything against Bimbo, because honestly, I wasn't, as long as I felt like she wasn't dealing with California, that's all I was worried about. I'm not trying to compete with anybody. Like I said, I was trying to be friendly from jump. I encouraged California to be a good parent, to be a good dad to all of his children. His daughter with his other baby mother, and his twins from his second baby mother. Like, of course, I always encouraged him, and I wanted to meet them and get to know them or whatever. I never had an issue with doing that. I had nothing but pure intentions as far as being with California. And if I had known any of that stuff was going on, of course, I'm not going to deal with him. We've all had our wild days and stuff like that, dealing with guys who are entertaining other girls and everything. But no, I'm not on that. We're married now and everything at this time, and I really did not want, I'm that type of person, I'm very private. Like, when it comes to certain stuff, I don't mind people knowing certain stuff, but I'm not just about to tell you everything. Like, me and my mom got into it or whatever. I know you share your stories and your moments and stuff on here and stuff like that, but it's just certain stuff, you ain't got to tell everybody. I'm sorry. It's stuff that you may think you know about me, but you don't know. You don't know, because I don't let you know. That's the point. Whether you're a friend, family, it's family members that don't know personal stuff about stuff that I've gone through. Like, it's family that I told them about my DV situation, and they didn't even know about. My sisters and stuff didn't even know about. I'm pretty sure my other sisters don't know anything about it. So just because, you think doesn't mean that you know. So I'm a very private person when it comes to my life and my relationships. Even with Jordan, like, we share certain things. We have our ups and downs. We have our moments. But even when we were married, of course, I don't mind letting certain people know who are important. But other people, if you ain't important and you don't matter, you don't need to know. You don't. Because what does you knowing about, what is that going to do? How does that benefit you? How does that benefit me? Nothing. And I felt like with California, whether it was his family, or I can't even say he really had friends. I just want to say he had associates, because California was very, even though he liked being the center of attention and stuff like that, he liked being noticed and everything. He's more, very into his appearance and everything. He didn't have, like, I would say, like, friends, just people that he knew. A lot of people that, very much like myself, a popular loner, I would say that. The difference was California just engaged with everybody. He, even the people that were fake or not, not very genuine. And that's the difference between me and him. If you're not genuine and you're not real or whatever, I can sense that. And I pick up on stuff like that, even if it's not in the beginning. I'm going to pick up on it later on. And I'm not going to really want to deal with you or be around you. I'm not going to really associate with you. California just associated with everybody. you know, and when you hang around fake people, whatever, you associate with fake people, 9 times out of 10 you're fake. And it took me a minute to really realize that with California. And just because he had a lot of messy people in his circle or whatever, so-called circle, because he really didn't have a circle, but he kind of did, including families and associates and people at work. I did not really care for people being in our business, especially because most of them were close with his baby mother and everything, and close with him and stuff like that. And you know, it's sad when you have to do that, when you got to feel like you have to keep important moments in your life low key. But unfortunately, with people like that, that's what you have to do. And for a little bit, I would say we kind of kept it low key. But after a while, you know, we started posting stuff like on social media, like, you know, we're married, because at the end of the day, I said, it's really, I mean, at the end of the day, it's really nothing to hide. And at the end of the day, we are married. You're not about to be hiding me, like how I say with Jordan, or with any dude that's with me. You're not gonna hide me, a cute black queen. I don't think so. You're not gonna hide me, and I'm not gonna hide you. If we're together, we're together. If we're married, we are married. That's just something that you just don't hide. And California agreed. So, you know, he had, you know, moved his status to married or whatever, on Facebook and stuff like that. And a little while on, I guess one of his friends had, one of his Facebook friends was a mutual friend with Bimbo, his baby mama. So, I guess they had screenshotted or something and sent it to her, because I guess she just did not like that, because I would say we had to work a little while after that. I think it was like a week or two after we had got married. Of course, we have to work. We have to work the early morning shift or whatever. And she had messaged me. It was like, you know how you get message requests on, like I said before, on Facebook or something, or Instagram either, too. And you're not always going to see them. You're not always going to get a direct notification, because it's a message request. You have to actually go into the app, go into your message requests, and see that. Excuse me. You have to actually go into the message requests and see that. So I had to, you know, actually go into it. And I do that every now and again. I have to really check that, because, you know, people I'm not friends with and stuff, you know, from time to time, some, you know, weird people, sometimes it's spam, sometimes people, you know, whatever. And I think she had sent me this message around 11 p.m. or, you know, at night. So this was at night, but I'm just seeing this probably like an hour or so after I had clocked in and got into work, whatever. I talked, you know, me and California talked, we said our goodbye, we kissed or whatever, gave each other a hug, and then we went about our business or whatever. He went his way, I went mine. And I would say I was kind of in the middle of working, and then I checked my phone. I don't know what made me go into my message requests or whatever, but I checked it and I saw it. So she had messaged me the night before, like around 11 p.m. And it was from her, and I was like, what? So, of course, you can read it without accepting it and stuff like that. So, I read it first, and the message said something like, yeah, so y'all married or whatever now? Yeah, so what's going, y'all married and stuff now? Like, wow, okay, or whatever. Like, yeah, oh, so y'all husband and wife or something now? Like, yeah, you deserve it all or whatever. Like, you deserve it all. And I didn't really understand what that meant. And I was like, girl, why are you hitting me up? I said, did you send me a message at 11 o'clock at night? You ain't got nothing better to do. Go take care of your little twins that you just had. Go get a life. Oh, go get a job. Oh, wait, you can't get a job because there are pending charges on you for assault and battery and obstructing justice. idiot. Like you need to be focused. You focus on the wrong things right now. I said, and he's my husband. What are you talking about? Like I can what? Like who do you think you are to be keep hitting me up and checking me or whatever? I said I should be I told her because I'm not gonna play games with you. I know you bust my window out, and you better be glad that I took the Christian way out and chose to ignore you. I said I know you bust my window out, bimbo. I said, you're a clown. I said, you couldn't even do it to my face or whatever. I said, you trying to pretend like you don't know what's going on or whatever. And of course, she didn't respond about that or whatever because she wasn't going to incriminate herself or whatever. And, you know, that's fine. But at the end of the day, I know you did it. And it's footage that the staff at my job has shown me. So it doesn't matter. And the officer confirmed it. So you're a moron. And this whole time, it was a warrant out for her arrest. So she was just like, yeah, you doing all that, you think you special, whatever. He was in my bed, sweetheart, or whatever, um like a week after or something like that. And I think she had I don't know, I forgot if she sent me a screenshot or something, but it wasn't, even if she did send me a screenshot, I don't know if she did or not, but even then, when she had showed me later on, when we were cool for like 5 seconds and we went through each other's phone and showed each other's messages, it wasn't, I didn't see it wasn't nothing there to prove like they had like I'm coming over for 6 or something like that. It was never anything like incriminating. So you know, either way, I was just like, girl, shut up, like just leave me alone or whatever. And she was just saying stuff like she loved to do this. Like she loved trying to talk about how I was ugly or I wasn't cute, it wasn't this. Baby, you're not the first girl and you're not going to be the last. You talking about my looks is not going to make me, you know, maybe back then it kind of did make, but you know, when girls do stuff like that or have to talk about somebody's looks or whatever, it just shows you insecure and you mad. Cause you know, stop it. So she was just like, yeah, I know you're not the prettiest or whatever, but I thought you was a little bit smarter than that or whatever. And then she was just, I forgot what she said after that or whatever. But I messaged her back because I was just like, girl, the audacity. Like, she's not an ugly, Bimbo's not an ugly girl or woman because she like a girl woman, whatever. I'm grown too. But I was just like, girl, not you talking about somebody's looks or whatever. Like, stop it. Because there's plenty of times where I didn't see you or caught you and you looking a little tore up yourself. You so busy running around chasing after California that obviously you don't be looking in the mirror on how you be walking out the house looking, sweetie. So fix yourself up before you talk about somebody. And as far as ugly, like, no, boo, ugly ain't over here. Ugly don't run in my jeans at all. These jeans or these jeans, okay? No. So, but that made me mad. And I did say something that she looked like forgive me. I did say she looked like a gorilla. I did say that because low-key she is. She's big as a gorilla. Might as well be. Shoot. But I'm not trying to offend anybody. I know how some a proud African American woman. She is the African American woman. I'm not saying that. I was talking as far as her size and everything. It's just, but she was just saying stuff like, I know you're not the prettiest or whatever. Like she just stayed going on my looks and stuff like that. And it was like, what? But I think part of that had to do with the fact that California, you never know what some guys be doing when they be doing their dirt and stuff. They might be talking bad about you like she this and that, she ain't all that or whatever, because California did the same thing. He would say stuff to me like, you ain't that pretty or whatever. Take that makeup off. You ain't even all that or whatever. And I did wear makeup a lot, whatever, before I stopped. But take all that off, take that wig off and stuff. You ain't cute or whatever. You ain't all that. Like, he really tore me down. He tore my confidence down. He tore my self-esteem down. And it took me a while to get it back up. And I can honestly say being with Jordan helped me tremendously. Of course, that helped before I, got with him. But it helped a lot more when you have the right person that you're in a relationship with and the right person in your corner, they're going to build you up. And, you know, of course you should always work on that on yourself, but to have somebody who builds you up and doesn't tear you down, that's a wonderful feeling. And I just always felt ugly. I never really felt the prettiest either. So by the time I got with California, it was just like, by the time I got done with him, he completely destroyed my self-esteem, any confidence, any kind of self-worth that I had within myself. He completely took it away. So by the time I actually did get some self-worth, it was when I was divorcing and leaving him and getting him out of my life. So me and her, I went, you know, I said my piece or whatever. I wrote a paragraph. Of course, she didn't respond because she loved to do that. She liked to reach out to you and start stuff and go back and forth and then write a whole paragraph or whatever and then be like, bye. And then, you know, just delete the inbox or whatever. So even if she got a message, she wouldn't read it or whatever. So, you know, just to make it seem like she got the last word. You know how some girls be. They really are petty and immature like that. And for her to be like, she's almost in her 40s now, for you to be that age and just doing that, starting drama because, you know, you mad because you done been with this dude or talked to him for 11 plus 12 years and you just had kids with him and he ain't marry you. He ended up marrying her later on, but it's just like, the fact that it even took you that long, baby. And he gave out your address or whatever. He gave out your car information, the license plate. He convinced the other baby mama to get a restraining order on you. He talked mess about you. He recorded you while you assaulted him or whatever. That's not somebody that loves you or cares about him. And not that he really did that much for me either, but he didn't do any of that stuff to me. And he married somebody who didn't even know that little over a year, that, you know? So it was like, I don't understand. So, but yeah, after that, it was just like, oh my goodness. I felt like, as far as like, the stalking, she kept popping up like at the, she would kind of be popping up at the jobs or whatever, without, probably like when we would be on break or when we wouldn't be around and stuff like that. She wouldn't like make appearances or anything like she used to, but she would be popping up doing like little drive-bys and stuff like that. I even caught her one time. We had to do drug testing. We had to do a drug screening test. And she had, I could see her out, like we were all the way at the top floor. And it was just for people in my department, just for drivers. California is the driver, but he's also in a different, like a department for inventory and stuff. So we had to do our drug screening and stuff like that. And I saw her car. It came down like the road or whatever to turn into the parking lot. And then before it goes into the lot, like where all the cars are, it did like a U-turn, turned right back around and went out. So I was just like, she's just started doing a lot of pop-ups and stuff like that. And I was just like, girl, I can't even explain why. It's just like, I don't know. I don't know if she thought she was kind of scaring me. I don't know what she thought she was doing. But when I say even to this day, I still have to deal with Bimbo. I see her around. I see him around town or whatever. And I think she sped past or whatever. She was going through a light. I was going straight and she was going across. And I don't know where she was coming from, but she was going in a different direction and she just passed my car. But it's always been an ongoing thing. And every time I cross paths with her in Martinsburg, in West Virginia, in Hagerstown, anywhere that I see her or whatever, it's this pattern. It's like she wants to be seen. She wants a reaction. You want to drag race. You want to get a reaction out of me. You want to intimidate me, but it's not working, honey. So it just became a little pattern for her, and she was really just getting on my nerves because it's just like, oh my God, like, girl. But yeah, as far as me and California being together, you know, I did tell him about the incident that happened with Bimbo, and he was just like, what? Like, I said, yeah, she just, it was and he read it and everything, and he was just like, yeah, probably one of our mutual friends or whatever, because it came out that later on he did, Bimbo actually ended up pulling up at his baby mama's apartment or whatever. Mind you, I had told you in the previous story time, the other baby mama had an order of protection against Bimbo. So Sweetie, that's what I called her in the last story time. Sweetie had an order of protection against Bimbo because, of course, she assaulted her. She tried to mace her with Sweetie's daughter in her, her arm or whatever. She, she assaulted her. She fought her. She tried to break into her apartment. And she had got an order of protection against Bimbo, thanks to California, because once again, California convinced her to get it because Sweetie wasn't going to get it at first. He even tried to convince me to get an order of protection against her. I said, I'm not scared of her, California. I'm not getting no order of protection against her. No. But however, she is going to pay for that car. She going to pay for that car. Yeah. So, she still would drive by anyway to see if he was there and stuff like that. And, she had been calling him, reaching out or whatever, like, what's going on? Are you married to Courtney and stuff like that? And he was just like, bro, like, go home or whatever. And I guess he said that she would be slurring her words and stuff like that. And he was just like, are you drinking or something like that? And she was just like, yeah, like, whatever. I guess he is. I don't know how he found out that she had liquor or something, or Hennessy and a Red Bull or something. Well, it's just like, where are your babies at? 2, why are you drinking and why are you driving around drunk at night? Like, and you have an order of protection against you. And little did she know she had a warrant too. So it's like, it's all of these, all these combinations of things that are wrong that you should not be doing. Come on, just have some like common sense. It's like you're not even thinking about yourself or your children. So she was just like, no, I'm not going nowhere, whatever, until you face me or whatever. You come and face me and tell me to my face that you married to her or whatever. And he was just like, I was just like, okay, this is becoming too much. Like, this is giving obsessed. And even if they looking back, they were still dealing with each other and stuff like that. But what? Marriage is the last straw. Already cheating is a lot, but marriage is the last straw. No. No. So, and the only reason why she had pulled up to Sweetie's house, to apartment complex, is because she knew that Sweetie apartment complex, they didn't have cameras or whatever, which I think is really dumb and very it's not safe, especially those families and stuff. I've seen that neighborhood or whatever. They got kids and everything. What if somebody come like just it's a lot. But yeah, I was like, no cameras. I said, no wonder she keep popping up and doing all that stuff or whatever, because she know it's no cameras, so she know it's not going to be any repercussions. There's no proof that she was around there. And also, Sweetie was working the night shift. She had started working at Walmart, from what California had told me. So he, would be at her house or whatever, because he had no place, and I did not have a place. I was living with my mom at the time, so we were working on saving up our money and getting our place. And like I said, I had knew that he was living with Sweetie because I trusted her from what he had told me. He never told me anything negative about her. He only told me negative things about Bimbo. Well, he could have been dealing with her, I'm not sure, and I don't even think Bimbo was sure, because when I asked her, she didn't know either. But I'm pretty sure they weren't doing anything. But yeah, but that's only why she pulled up or whatever, because she knew, number one, Sweetie was at work, and 2, there were no cameras in that complex, because so it would be no proof that she was there or whatever, starting trouble or nothing. So she just kept texting her, texting him and stuff like that. I'm not sure if that night, if he even went out to meet her or see her or whatever and talk to her. But from what he told me, she did pull up to the complex and try to get him to come and face him and tell him that he had married me and everything. So that was how that whole situation went. But After that, I just, once again, California did a switch at first, and then he did a completely different, a whole other switch. It was just like I was just starting to become more annoyed and more annoyed and more annoyed. And the more I kept trying to hold on to it, because like I said, I'm trying to prove something to myself and everyone around me that I am wifey material, that I am worth marrying or worth someone loving me, when, you know, you really don't need a marriage to do that. You really don't need anybody to prove that you're worth loving. Um, but it turned really, really bad about that, after that. And like I said before, I felt like the more I started putting up with the stuff he was doing, the more he just kept disrespecting me, because he knew that, oh, she sees the good in me. She's going to get the benefit of the doubt. She's going to keep allowing me to get away with stuff that the average person, I'm sorry, would not allow me to get away with. I can play her. And he also knew how much I wanted to be married. He knew how important that was to me, how important it was to have a family, how important it was to have a strong foundation, a strong relationship, a strong connection with someone. And he definitely used that to his advantage for as long as he could. And I definitely think he underestimated me. Like, she's not gonna go nowhere. She wanted to be married or whatever, you know. I'm giving her what she wants. As long as I'm married to her, I can play both of them. I can play both sides. I can do all this. I can treat her any kind of way I want. All I gotta do is bat my little eyes and cry a little bit, and she won't come back to me. And for a while, that's exactly what I did, until I just realized my worth in that moment. So, and it's amazing how, as women, some of us have to learn our worth by leaving toxic relationships, toxic men, even, you know, whether it's a family member, whether it's a friend, a man, anybody. It's just amazing how we have to learn those lessons on loving ourselves and valuing ourselves by getting rid of those people in our lives that were never meant to be there from the beginning. But yes, that is all for this story time. I hope you guys enjoyed it very much. And I feel like I really went into a lot deeper. I'm sorry if I kind of skipped over everything. That's because it's really hard to remember certain parts. I do remember a lot, but it is certain parts. So it's just best for me to jump forward and stuff. But hopefully I explained it in the best way I could. If I did not, please let me know in the comments anything that I could approve of. I'm always open to criticism. I'm always open to learning how to be the best storyteller. And as far as any kind of content that I do, I always want the best for you guys. So I'm always open to suggestions and opinions. So please, you're more than welcome to let me know down in the comments. Please make sure that you like and subscribe to my channel, of course. Even if you don't subscribe, a like is always good. And that is all for now. So thank you and bye-bye.